Hi, Claudine Reid here. I'm super glad that you could join me. I want to have a quick conversation with you about the financial planning process as it relates to your personal finance and also to your business finance. Over the last 25 years of running my organization, both my company, PJ's Community Services, and also my consultancy, where I coach people in personal development and leadership development, I've employed a 6-step process to help me really keep a grip of my financial situation and my financial circumstance. The step number 1 that I love to kind of get to grips with is a real key analysis of the situation. If you're able to analyze a situation and think about what's working well, what's not going well, where's the revenue coming from, where is it going, more importantly, and how can you stop that revenue from going? Of course, there are legitimate expenses that we have, but sometimes there are some expenses that are not so legitimate and are more based on our desire or more based on our want more than need. So if you take step number 1 and start to analyze your financial situation and see where you are, there are lots of tools and lots of different methods that you can help yourself to better analyze the situation, because we can't really confront a challenging situation or confront a challenging issue until we are clear on what the pluses and the minuses are, until we are clear on what's working well and what's not so working well. Step number 2, develop some financial goals. Where do you see yourself financially in X years? Let's say X is 5. Where do you see yourself financially in 5 years? Let's take a real specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time-bounded look at where you see yourself financially in 5 years. Most of my clients will always tell me without a shadow of a doubt, Claudine, we want to increase our income. That's a great goal to have. If you want to increase your income, then what are you going to do to increase your capacity to earn? What are you going to do to increase your capacity to earn? Are you going to start a business? Are you going to increase your skill? Are you going to decrease your spending? Are you going to make more investments? Safe investments? Are you going to set up a business that's going to help you to do that? You've got to be able to develop those goals. When you identify those goals, then we're going to move to step number 3, identify potential solutions. So you've got these great goals, and my favorite mentor and coach and author, John Maxwell, he always says to me, dream loud, dream big, dream in color. So when you identify those solutions, you're going to identify those things that are workable. You're going to identify those things. And let me just put this caveat in. You might actually need some help to bring those goals to fruition. You might actually need a different type of skill or expertise to help you put legs and wings on your idea. There is no harm in that. But when you identify what those possible solutions are, now you are practicing speaking those things that are not as though they were. You are now breathing life into your vision. You are now bringing life to the thing that was just a thought. Do that with some workable solutions. Step number 4, which I think is probably one of the most important, develop an action plan. Too many times I've heard many of my clients say, right, Claudine, I'm going to do this and this and this, and they tell me some fantastic ideas. And then we have a discussion about the development of an action plan, and then I see nothing. I get blank sheets. What I want you to do is think about developing an action plan. It might take you out of your comfort zone, but that's okay. I want you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I want you to understand that in order to achieve your financial goals, there are some sacrifices that you're probably going to have to make. There are some spending habits that you're probably going to have to reassess. And the same is true whether we're talking about your personal finance or your business finance or somebody else's finance. In order to implement or in order to develop your action plan, you're going to need to do some uncomfortable things. You're going to have to take a real analysis of your existing spending habits and see what's working well and what's not so working well. And when you've done that, we can move then to step number 5, the implementation stage. What I find whenever I want to implement a plan, whether it's a financial plan, whether it's a health plan, whether it's an eating plan, whether it's a water drinking plan, I always find it helps me the most when I align myself with a coach or a mentor, somebody who can help keep me accountable. Write that word down, accountable. Somebody that can help hold me to account over my own action plan. Claudine, did you do what you said you were going to do? It's that simple. Asking yourself the question, did you do what you said you were going to do? Here's what I found, and here's what I know to be true. It's really quite easy to hold other people accountable to their own goals and to their own dreams and to their own plans that they have for themselves. It's sometimes a little bit more difficult for you to keep the promises that you make to yourself. That's one of the reasons why I have a coach and why I have mentors, because the two relationships are very, very different. But when I align myself with people who have a significant investment in my future, then the implementation of my action plan, not that it's easy, but it becomes more doable. And then the last thing that I want you to think about as you process your financial planning goals is to think about monitoring and reviewing. When you monitor and review, you're asking yourself basically two very simple questions. Number one, what worked well? Make a note of it. And what didn't work so well? Make a note of it. What do I need to do better? Make a note of it. And then you start the whole process again. Analyze the financial situation. Develop a goal, a financial goal. Identify potential solutions. Develop an action plan. Implement the action plan. And then you repeat the process. You monitor and review the plan and you keep on going. That's how we make progress. That's how I've been able to build my business. That's how I've been able to achieve some of my goals. That's how I've been able to enjoy some of the successes that I enjoy. That's also one of the ways how I've been able to get myself out of situations that perhaps were not favorable. That's also one of the ways how I've been able to navigate my way through crisis. We are navigating right now one of the most challenging times of our lifetime. And here's what I know to be true. Every time I make a plan and I ensure that I implement the plan, and then I ensure that I monitor and review the plan, I can see that what appears to be tiny steps towards progress eventually becomes a monumental step. I'd love to hear how you get on. Let me know about your progress. I want to see your success. I want to hear your fantastic stories about how you've been able to upgrade your financial planning system. Connect with me on social media and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.